Welcome, college hoops fans, to Over 50. Today, I'm going to give you my March Madness uh, bracket predictions for the Final Four, as in which teams I think are going to get to the Final Four, and let you know which number one overall seed I think has the easiest path. Before I get into that, if you would, please hit the subscribe button. Subscription would help me out. Hit the like button. If you like the video, share the video with your friends out there. Comment down below. I'd like to hear what you have to say, what your opinions are. I'm going to start out here in the West, and as much as I would like to be able to say that Gonzaga probably will not make it to the Final Four, I just don't see anybody along here, these lists of teams, that I think will really stop them. And I know you're probably going to say, but Gonzaga lost to Alabama earlier in the year. That was earlier in the year. And lately, you don't know which Alabama team is going to show up. If it's the Alabama team that showed up earlier in the year, then I would say, yes, Alabama could be very dangerous. You might say, what about Arkansas? I don't know that Arkansas is going to get by Vermont. I just don't see that happening. Texas Tech would be the team that I would be most concerned with here, not Michigan State, not Duke. And I know I'm biased towards the Big 12 because if any of you guys have checked my playlist, you can see I've covered the Jayhawks, and I will talk about them later. Texas Tech is the team here that I could see giving Gonzaga a difficult time because Texas Tech, they are a large team. They got height, and they can switch everybody. Their centers can switch on guards, and their guards can switch and cover the centers, so they can switch literally all positions and not have much of a mismatch. So if I was going to say that there was a potential roadblock for Gonzaga, it would be Texas Tech. And the more I think about it, I'm kind of starting to talk myself into that. But for the purpose of this video, I'm going to lean towards Gonzaga, but watch Texas Tech. If you're filling out your bracket, this is a team that can be very dangerous, and they beat Baylor twice. So that means they beat Baylor at home and they beat Baylor on the road. Okay, so next we're going to move to the bracket. I believe this is the East that has Arizona in it. I don't see Arizona running into any roadblocks here. I mean, just look at this list. Seton Hall, no. TCU, no. Houston, no. UAB, no. Illinois, I guess you could say they have a chance, but I would not give them a realistic chance. The Moccasins, no. Colorado State, no. Michigan, no. Tennessee. Now, Tennessee, they're a good team. I think Tennessee probably should have been a 2 seed, but that's neither here nor there. They're going to get by Longwood. They're going to get by Michigan or Colorado State, whoever wins that game. I just don't see Tennessee, even if they get by Villanova, who I think they will, because I don't think Ohio State's getting by Sister Jean and Loyola Chicago, because Loyola Chicago, I think, is 9-10 in games where they are a 10 seed, or 7 out of 10 in games where they are a 9 or a 10 seed. I forget that stat exactly, but they win a lot of their first round games is what I'm getting at. So I don't see Ohio State getting past them. So I would say this probably goes down Elite 8, Arizona and Tennessee, with Arizona going to the Final Four. And coming to the East, so that was the South that I just did. So here's the East. You've got Baylor as the 1, Kentucky as the 2. No team has ever won the national championship after losing the first game in their conference. I'm sure everyone has heard that stat 1,000 times. I don't think Baylor gets out of this bracket. I think Baylor, I'll say it right now, Baylor was given the worst draw of all these number 1 seeds. I don't know what Baylor did to irritate the competition, the selection committee, but I mean, this is just potentially brutal. I mean, North Carolina, Marquette, not really a big thing there. St. Mary's is better than decent. UCLA, they could get to the Final Four. They could win it all. They've got that kind of a team. Texas can beat Baylor. I mean, that's very much a possibility. Then you've got Purdue. Then you've got Kentucky. There's just too many teams in here for Baylor to have to fight through. And of course, they wouldn't have to beat all those teams because some of those teams might even cancel out each other. But there's enough roadblocks in here. Baylor's just not going to be able to make it to the Final Four. So in this respect, or in this bracket, I would take Kentucky going to the Final Four. Kentucky's opponent, I think, probably would end up being UCLA. So I'd say you'd have UCLA and Kentucky, with Kentucky going on to the Final Four. And then in the Midwest, saving this one till last, Kansas is your number 1 seed. Auburn is your number 2 seed. I know I'm biased here, but I see the Jayhawks going to the Final Four out of this bracket. I mean, I don't see any difficulty with San Diego State, Creighton, Iowa, and Richmond. You know, yeah, Iowa can be a dangerous team, but you know the Jayhawks are more than capable of fending off Iowa. So I don't see Iowa as being a team that's going to derail Kansas. Something, just a side note here, South Dakota State, they have the best 3-point shooting team in the nation. And while a lot of people are thinking, oh, this could be a good 13-4 upset, South Dakota State is 0-5 in their last 5 attempts in the tournament, the last 0-5 in their first round games. So basically they've never gotten out of the tournament, or not gotten out of the first round successfully. So if you're thinking of picking that one, I'd maybe steer clear of it. LSU, they just fired their coach, so that whole program is in turmoil right there. Iowa State, they can't score. You know, if you're going to beat Kansas, you're going to have to score at least, you know, room temperature. You know, a number of points, and Iowa State can't do that. Iowa State probably struggles to scoring 60. You know, that's just it. Wisconsin, they're going to try to slow you down. Kansas will not be slowed down. Wisconsin is really not that good of a team. I don't know how in the world they got a 3 seed. I think they're more of a 4 or 5. Then you got Colgate, USC, Miami, Auburn, and Jacksonville State. Auburn has been hit or miss this year. We just saw the Gators taken down. We saw them get taken down in the first round of the SEC tournament. So I say Kansas gets to the Final Four from this region. So basically, this is what I would set, how I would set mine up. Actually, I wouldn't have that. Sorry, take that back. Would have Kentucky making it to the Final Four. Okay, Kentucky coming out of the East. Then I would have Kansas. And if I had to pick someone down here, I guess go with Auburn. I don't think it's really going to matter a whole lot. But then I would have Kansas going to the Final Four out of the Midwest. And then we come up here to the West. Like I said, I think it's going to be, this is what it's going to be. It's going to come down to Gonzaga. And then you're going to have Texas Tech. And I think Gonzaga is just going to have too much for Texas Tech. And then here, you're going to have Arizona. And then, I don't know, pick somebody down here. I'm going to pick Tennessee. I don't think it's really going to matter. I just think Arizona's got a lot more firepower than what Tennessee could match. So you have Gonzaga and Arizona, and then you have Kentucky and Kansas. And those are your Final Four picks. So comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. If you like the video, hit the like button, share this video with your friends out there. And tomorrow night, it all kicks off with the first 4 in Dayton. So enjoy some college basketball, friends, because March Madness is here. And for all my Jayhawk fans out there, take it easy. That first game will probably be simple. And